Do you not have Twitter?
I do, but like, is the show going to be any different now that you're there?
Yeah, I'll be on it.
That's about it.
No, I mean, my vision for Ric's show has always been to walk, sort of cover myself up in the nostalgia. And who better to do that than Ric? So I think we will do guests occasionally. I think we'll do a lot of fan questions, but I think we'll do a lot of watch-alongs. I want to see what, like I got lucky enough years ago to watch Ric and Steamboat from Chi-Town Rumble. He had never seen it back. Like, that was pretty cool to have him be able to watch that back, having never sat down and watched it, and say, oh, here's what I was thinking. I remember right here, we were going to do blah, blah, blah. I thought, man, I want like a master's degree of wrestling we're getting right now. But we were just hanging out. So I want to record that and bring it out. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it all happened the way it did. But here we are.
Conrad, you were very successful with StarCast, this perfect kind of alternative convention event that brought in a lot of different people, a lot of great partners like Fight and Triller and different people on board with it. Is there any chance of more events like that in the future?
I think it's time for another StarCast. I can't say that I've put pen to paper and have an actual contract in hand, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't working on one. So we'll see what happens next. Well, we've got some pretty fun ideas, if and when it happens.
Everybody and their brother has like a wrestling podcast nowadays. What do you think, looking at the market and how it is too, and the potential of like oversaturation and stuff like that with, wrestling podcasts in general, how do you go about approaching strategy with certain things and knowing that what will appeal to maybe wrestling fans going forward?
I think there's more of an emphasis on video now, maybe than ever before. Podcasting used to be something that was consumed one way, and it feels like some of our shows, Ric's show in particular, did very, very well on YouTube, and I think there's going to be more of an appetite for video. So I've been working on a show. I've got 9 or 10 shows in the can right now where it's heavy emphasis on video. We haven't announced it yet, but we're going to continue to try to evolve the medium as much as we can. And I think podcasting is just getting started. I mean, it really comes down to content creation, which is no different than what you guys do.
I'm going to ask you a fantasy question, Conrad. So say hell froze over and Hulk Hogan decided he wants to do a podcast, and you know that he likes to embellish a little bit. Would you take it on? Would you try and get the truth out of Hulk Hogan?
Well, I don't know that he would have fun doing it. I would love the little kid in me became a wrestling fan because of Hulk Hogan. So that would be really a fun challenge to think about. But it's hard for me to imagine that he would get excited about sitting in front of a computer every week talking about the old stuff. And I like that occasionally he's never let the truth get in the way of a good story. That's a Dustyism. And, it made it more fun to think about. Andre had to wait truck stops and he tore every muscle in his back. He was telling a good story. So I give him a little bit of latitude.
And how do you handle if you're doing a podcast with someone and you've got what you think are the facts and they say that's not true? How do you kind of have the balance of challenging people and also not kind of letting things slide? So there's a hard balance to strike, which you do very well.
Well, I scream at Eric Bischoff and Bruce. No, I mean, we're trying to create a good show, but I don't think any of our hosts intentionally lie. I think they're misremembering things. I think they have their perspective. I bet if we were to interview, somebody after a relationship and maybe a boyfriend and girlfriend break up, they've both got different stories on how it went down. So I think that's probably what it is more than anything. It's hard for me to imagine that Bruce or Eric or anybody just sits down and says, okay, I'm going to lie today. And I think when Hogan would maybe stretch the truth, he was just trying to entertain us. It's not like it's a deposition.
Sometimes Ric's been known to just kind of blurt stuff out that he's not supposed to about like Charlotte's booking or something like that. Are you prepared to get like messages from Bruce that's like, hell man?
I'm trying not to talk about the current stuff for Tom. I know that Ric likes to do that, but I legitimately don't have any inside information. I don't call Bruce and say, what's happening on night 2?
You should, then you should tell me.
I will keep that in mind.
Last one, guys.
But no, as a rule of thumb, I'm not going to ask or talk about current stuff at all.
You've kind of super served this 80s, 90s wrestling fan guy. Did you have any idea it could grow to this level, that you doing something so specific could have such a big turnout for an event like this and other things you've done?
No. I mean, I knew it was the type of content I would want to listen to. I knew that if it was interesting to me, it would be interesting to other folks who were my age and watch the same stuff I did. But I would be lying if I thought I would be standing here looking at all of you. No, this is a little surreal.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Conrad. Jeff
Thanks,
Jarrett, we're going to
everybody.
be coming up next for you guys.
Hey, nice to see you.